What is the extent of the devastation and crackdown in Iran? This is Media Lit. I'm Kieran Alshorn. And I think a lot of us here in the West have been pretty horrified and focused on the state repression that we've been seeing in the United States. And with good reason. What's happening in Minnesota is destabilizing, to say the very least. But the chaos in America has allowed reporting about the brutal crackdown of Iranian forces on their own people to fly under the radar. Here's a quick recap. In late December, shopkeepers in Tehran demonstrated. They were frustrated with the depreciation of the country's currency. Now, that small protest, it spread, and it grew, and it grew again, till there were thousands of people marching in the cities across the country. They were chanting things like, "Death to the dictator," presumably referring to Iran's supreme leader. The Iranian regime then cut access to the internet and shut down all international calls. Basically, it was a blackout for the entire country, and I personally lost contact with friends. That's when the government started to slaughter their own citizens, and saying slaughter is not too strong a word. I was reading this morning about the most recent reporting in The Guardian, and they talked to a doctor that they call Dr. Ahmadi, which is not his real name. He, along with more than 80 other medical professionals in 12 of Iran's 31 provinces, all collected data and information about what they've been seeing, and what they shared was truly upsetting. They estimate that more than 30,000 people have been killed, and there is quote after quote after quote in this story about people being faced with or needing to look through piles of dead bodies. Even more upsetting were the types of injuries protesters came in with: close-range gunshots and severe stab wounds, often to the chest, eyes, or genitals. This network of medical professionals, they say that the types of injuries they saw indicated the deliberate and systematic killing and maiming of protesters. It's not just chaotic or random shooting into crowds. In some cases, folks were brought into the morgue with medical equipment still attached, which means that they were killed while they were receiving medical attention. The regime says 3,000 are dead. A U.S. human rights organization says they verified twice that number, so around 6,000, with as many as 17,000 more still under investigation. And as I mentioned earlier, the doctors in the country have estimated that nearly 30,000 people have died. Now, there is reporting this weekend that the state is looking into permanently shutting down global internet access in the country. I'm going to be honest, I actually don't know how to end this. The scope of all this is really hard to wrap your head around, and for many of us, myself included, it can feel like it is a world away from our everyday concerns. But I think that it is important for us to look at this unflinchingly and to remember the sacrifices of those people who've been killed. It underscores the relative freedom that we have and the importance that we hold on to it. State repression and murder is intolerable in Iran. It is intolerable in the US. It is intolerable in Canada. May there be peace and justice for all who have died.